Good day, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I do? Got another guest on the RNG radio show. But before I introduce this queen, let me go through her bio real quick. She is a master life coach, best-selling author, and speaker. And after overcoming a systemic lupus with the regimen she developed, she birthed Holistic Living Consultant. Her mission is to transform the well-being of Black women by renewing their mind, body, and soul, utilizing an all-natural approach. She has been awarded for her service with recognitions that include, not limited to, because I know there's a lot of things about this woman y'all going about it here today. But I want to start out with the first one: Health and Wellness Advocate of the Year, Nominee Speakercon in 2019. 2020 Honoree, Woman Rocking the Web Awards, Book Excellence Award for He Restoreth My Soul, Triumph Through Adversity, 2022 Influential African American Woman in Business by Smart Women Partner, and Women's Biz Global Women to Watch in 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, who I have on the RNG radio show is none other than Cassandra Hill. Cassandra, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. How about you, Daniel?
Doing good, doing good. Thank you so much for the opportunity for me to talk to you on the RNG radio show. Before we get into the whole thing, people need to know the story. So I talked about systemic lupus. Can you give a story as far as what led to Holistic Living Consultant, if you will, please?
Sure. For most people that look like me, it may be normal. I say it's fairly normal to have some health disparities. And for me, mine started in college. I was diagnosed as being anemic. And so I was treated for that for a little over 10 years. And me doing my own research, just realizing that this isn't it because I'm actually getting worse, took matters into my own hands, started doing research, and realized, okay, I have an autoimmune condition, and it seems like I have some form of lupus. And so I requested testing from my doctor, and sure enough, I was diagnosed with systemic lupus. And from there, I started treatment, traditional treatment, chemo drugs, all this other stuff, and that wasn't working. And so I said, well, let me keep doing this research. And so I ended up going back to college, studying alternative medicine. And who would have thought that I developed a regimen that eventually put my body in remission? So after being in remission for 2 years, like, hey, let me heal some more people.
Right, I got to give out the wealth here.
Yeah. Holistic Living Consulting was birthed.
Beautiful, beautiful, awesome. And how many years have you been doing it so far, Holistic Living Consultant?
I have been in business 6 years now.
Beautiful, awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
And now, this happens, I mean, for men and women, but what are
Yeah.
some tips that you typically give, to the sisters out there who find themselves overwhelmed? Because, guys will have their perspective, it's like, hey, I work my job, but for our queens out there, and I just see it with my wife, is so much more that y'all put on your shoulders. So to the rest of the queens out there, what tips do you give for those who may feel overwhelmed?
Yeah. Well, newsflash, newsflash. If you don't hear anything else, and I hope you stay for the whole thing, but trust me, no. No is a complete sentence. So get real comfortable giving a quick no and a slow yes. And you might think, why should I give a quick no? Well, let me tell you, when you give a quick no, that frees your time to where when you really do say yes to something, it's something that aligns with your big vision, the vision that God has for you, instead of doing all these tasks where you're so overwhelmed because you're taking care of everything, everyone, except you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And the excuse, I shouldn't say the excuse that we could give right now, but the reasoning You know, COVID was a wake-up call for a lot of folks. It's like, hey, you know, there's more on my plate than there should be, than there needs to be. On top of my job requiring me to come into work when everybody else is wearing a mask and getting sick. So all that to say is, you know, folks, slow down on your quick yeses as well. You know, I hope y'all was listening to Cassandra and hearing the gem that she dropped about the no, because you're going to see your time go, because you're thinking in your head that, oh yeah, I'm available. Your other friends, family members, enemies, frenemies, what have you, they don't need to know your full schedule. So be quick to saying no, but even more so, be even slower to saying that yes if you want to get to it. I always go about the 2 week rule. You know, if in 2 weeks they still need you, hey, we'll have a discussion in another 2 weeks. So, but on with holistic living consultant. So, holistic living, as I assume in the name itself, you are providing, you know, that advice for queens as far as better living without the traditional color-coded pills that are currently out there right now. Can you tell a little bit more though about the company? Also, where folks can find more information about it?
Sure. You'll find everything you want to know and more about me on my website, CassandraRhill.com, CassandraRhill.com. However, the methods we use that I use in transform, because it literally, when you decide to work with me one-on-one, it's a transformation. And yes, we're holistic, but let me tell you, your healing starts here. It starts with the mindset.
Yes.
Because you can drink green smoothies, water all day, and I want you to do that.
Right. We're not saying no,
However,
y'all. We're not saying no. We just wanted to show y'all what we got going on right now. Great minds think alike.
however, if you do that and you're not in a good space here, you still won't be healthy. So we start with the emotions, the mental well-being, and then as we're working on you knowing your worth. Because here's the thing, Daniel. If VP Harris called you right now and said, "Hey, I want you to come to the White House. We're having a big to do. All the who's will be there, and you have to be there." You would go, right?
Yeah, in a heartbeat. Getting a direct call from the
Okay.
VP. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you get there, and let's say you get there and you got some peppermint in your pocket. You put one in, and you're walking into the White House. That wrapper, would you throw it on the floor?
No, not at all. Find the nearest trash can.
Okay. You're not going to throw it on the floor because you value where you're at, right? You respect where you're at. It means something to you. So when we think about ourselves, we should love ourselves and respect ourselves enough to, guess what? I'm not going to listen to things that put those self-sabotaging thoughts in my mind if I could get it out. I'm not going to be around people who bring toxicity into my life. So once we get real clear about our worth, it really changes the game for us to where those quick no's come with ease because we're around people who value us and appreciate us, you know?
Yeah, yeah. What
So
I'm sorry to cut you off, Cassandra, because it just made me think of a question. Because we have such busy lives and such busy schedules, what advice would you give to somebody like trying to find the time, you know, to find that worth? Also, they do need to find time to go to CassandraRhill.com. But after they find a dude that, you know, somebody who's just struggling with the day in and day out between work, between the family, back to work again, you know, what advice would you give somebody so that they can discover their own self-worth?
sure. Affirmations are a really great way to not only provide emotional support, but they lay a foundation of rewiring the brain. Because here's the thing, our brain does not have the ability to distinguish facts from fiction. It cannot. So even if you feel like, oh, I'm not pretty, I'm not, if you tell yourself anything long enough, you will believe it.
Mm.
That's just how our human brain works. Whatever we repeatedly feed it, it becomes our reality. And it starts even in our childhood. Think about it. For most people, you believed Santa was real.
Yeah. And some people still
Bec-
do in their late 30s.
yeah. And because you thought he was real, it affected your behavior. You thought he was real, so Christmas Eve, you're doing what? Sending out cookies, milk. So our reality, what we believe, will affect our behavior even as adults. So those affirmations are a really great way to lay that foundation. And I recommend, yes, doing your affirmations in the morning, a great way to start your day. But as you're beginning your affirmations, do it throughout the day
Mm.
because you're going to need that reminder that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I can do all things. You know, you're going to need those reminders. So do that at least 3 times throughout the day.
Beautiful.
Really great start.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. And I want to add on to that. Make sure you are not only speaking them, writing them down, as well as record. I just started doing it myself, but record your affirmations of your voice and play it back. There's no reason in the world right now. And if you got to use that extra bathroom break, for it, utilize it for that. So thank you so much, Cassandra. For holistic living, you've been doing it for 6 years and it's 2024 right now. What's 2030 looking like for you and your business?
Oh, wow. I'm just so excited about the doors God is opening for myself and my company as well. As things move forward, I definitely will be having a platform to share the importance of Black women and their stories and just us understanding our self-worth and loving ourselves. So you'll see me on the big screen soon. I just inked a deal for my own television show, so I'm really excited about that. Um, I'm writing. Who everyone knows me knows I'm always writing, but right now I'm writing with the focus of these writings becoming my next book. So super excited about that. And in the next 6 years, this movement of us loving us, it will be a movement full force. So I'm just excited to be one of the voices in the shift. I feel this is a critical year for Blacks and especially for Black women. We have a lot at stake. Our rights are under attack, and it's time for us to amplify our voices. And I'm ready to amplify mine as far as I can go with it.
Great, awesome, awesome. And congrats to the success that you have now, the success that has brought you here, and even the future success. Definitely looking forward to seeing you on the TV screen and movie screen in the future. Can you tell us though, you being an author and all, where can folks find your book, and can you give us the titles again?
Sure. My devotional, He Restoreth My Soul, Triumph Through Adversity, award-winning devotional, as you mentioned in the bio.
Yes.
It did win a Book Excellence Award, so super thankful and grateful for that. You can find it there on my website. If you just go to the CassandraHill.com, you'll find it there. But it also is on Amazon as well. All of my books are actually there on Amazon. So you could go to Amazon, or you can just go to the website and purchase from there as well. Another book that I'm a co-author of, but
Still
absolutely,
counts.
absolutely love it. It means something to me, and I believe it's because of what I do and the importance of Black women's health and well-being to me. And that's the Love Letters to My Girls book, which you'll also find there on my website. But literally, myself and a little over 100 other Black women came together to birth this book and sharing loving you, loving the skin you're in, regardless. So you'll find that there on my website as well. And I also do have a prayer journal, Kneeling at the Throne, and that's there on my website as well, CassandraHill.com.
Awesome, awesome. Now, being an author, and even just dealing with the clients that you do come in, I know you have your good days, there's bad days, and there's ugly days. On
Yeah.
those bad and ugly days that unfortunately we do come across, what keeps you motivated, through it all?
I will never forget. I remember the first time I did major media, I'm talking about like the ABC, the NBC, all that stuff. Um, did it, great, and you're just excited. And after I did it, unbeknownst to me, like a year later, it was a rerun of the episode aired. And after it aired, I had a woman reach out to me, call my business line. And the crazy thing about it, she called, and it was probably 20 minutes after the end of my business day. And so the call was routed to my cell phone. And I thought, wow, why is somebody calling me after business hours? But I went ahead and answered, and this lady told me, I just saw you on TV on, this show, and I have lupus. And I've been in so much pain. I was ready for my life to be over. And I thought, oh my goodness. And she said, I saw you and I saw how well you were, and it just gave me hope. And so every time I think that I just rather throw in the towel, I'm tired of all the work, I'm tired of all the everything. And I remember that I have been given this gift to save lives, and I can't stop.
Wow. But thank you so much, Cassandra, because a lot of people don't realize it. And they're waiting for that big award. They're waiting for that big Oscar recognition for the world to see what they're currently doing. And thankfully, you had something that was aired on national television, and somebody catches the rerun of it and is inspired to continue on, because they probably had those dark thoughts, and them seeing you, it's like, wait, I don't have to live like this. And then you saying yourself, people don't realize the gift of them just in their presence alone is sometimes just that inspiration to continue on, especially, once they hear your story. So thank you so much, Cassandra. As we're wrapping up the interview, is there any imparting advice that you want to give to the audience out there?
Sure. I want to encourage everyone to believe in yourself, no matter who believes in you or who doesn't believe in you. You always believe in you, and remember that only one person made you, and only one person can tell you your worth, and that's God.
Amen. Amen. Well, Cassandra, thank you again so much for coming on the show. Definitely looking forward to having you back. Once you hit the big screen, TV screen, movie screens, and you do get that Oscar and Academy Award. So, thank you again for coming on the show, Cassandra.
Thanks so much, Daniel. It's been a pleasure, and I thank you again for the invitation.
Absolutely, truly honored. Thank you for tuning in to the RNG Radio Show. Be sure to like and subscribe for more episodes and future content. If you'd like to learn more, visit us at danielumstead.com. Stay blessed, my fellow millionaires.